So basically, no one is happy with the WHO probe. If the pandemic has taught the world anything, it is this. The world is not ready to deal with a pandemic. The existing institutions are too weak and ineffective when it comes to demanding accountability. So leaders of 23 countries have now come up with an idea, an international treaty to deal with future health emergencies. What is this all about? Our next report explains.
$2.8 million. That's the number of people who have died worldwide after they contracted the Wuhan virus. More than a year after the pandemic began, the world still doesn't know about the origins of the virus. There is a shortage of vaccines. In February, 130 countries did not even have a single shot. The world's leading powers remain divided in the fight against the pandemic. As the struggle continues, 23 leaders believe it's time for a reset. They want a new international treaty for pandemic preparedness and response. The idea has been pitched through a piece in the Telegraph newspaper. It was first proposed by the President of the European Council, Charles Michel, at the G20 summit in November last year. Now, 22 more leaders have pooled their ideas and co-signed this piece. The leaders want to foster what they call an all-of-government and all-of-society approach, which includes strengthening national, regional and global capacities, enhancing international cooperation to improve alert systems, data sharing, research and production of medicines, vaccines, diagnostics and personal protection equipment. There is special emphasis on the need for transparency. The list of endorsers includes some high-profile names: British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, French President Emmanuel Macron, Chancellor of Germany Angela Merkel and Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the Director General of the World Health Organization.
Without an internationally coordinated, all-of-government, all-of-society, One Health approach to pandemic preparedness and response, we remain vulnerable. It has shown how much we need a universal commitment to basic public health principles as the foundation for our work to prevent, detect, and respond to epidemic and pandemic threats. The idea behind the proposal for such a treaty is to systematically tackle the gaps exposed by COVID-19.
Formal negotiations for the pact haven't begun yet, but the WHO is keen on taking the first steps. On Tuesday, Dr. Tedros said a draft resolution could be presented to WHO member states in May during the annual meeting of the World Health Body. The idea has takers. It has critics too, like the United States, which says this is not the right time to negotiate a global treaty.
23 countries have signed on to the idea of this WHO treaty that would improve information sharing during future pandemics. Why hasn't the U.S. signed on to that?
We do have some concerns primarily about the timing and launching into negotiations for a new treaty right now, and we believe that could divert attention away from substantive issues regarding the response, preparedness for future pandemic threats.
The pandemic has left world leaders divided. 14 countries are already challenging the findings of a WHO team tasked with finding the origins of the Wuhan virus. Getting world powers to agree to an international treaty now will be a tall ask. Bureau Report, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.